Brenda, talk to us about the TSI here.
Sure. Okay, so the tactile, sensory, and interactive promotion leverages technological advances to encourage sensory engagement with a physical mail piece. You can see this is a 4% discount, and I need to mention that gloss stock is no longer eligible. It was eligible this year and last year, but spot gloss will remain eligible. And an example of spot gloss would be like an uncoated postcard. And let's just say you're advertising for t-shirts. And so you have a photo of a t-shirt and you have the spot gloss on top of that t-shirt, that would qualify for a 4% discount. Also, specialty inks, sensory treatments, like on an envelope, if it has a ridge on it or something that you feel, that's a discount. Promotion period is February through July. And then an eligible mail is marketing mail, nonprofit marketing mail, and first class mail. And I'll turn it over to Chris for a few other examples.
You know, Brenda, when I talk to our customers, and I actually have a chance to visit some of the plants, I am always surprised at how many pieces you're probably already producing today that would qualify for this. The TSI promotion, as we often talk about it internally, it's such an accessible one. And you're doing pieces like this all the time. You mentioned the spot gloss. When I was at the National Postal Forum, by the way, looking at the name badges on there, and there was a region of interest where the NPF logo, you could feel that on there. And I was going around to people saying, hey, you know what, can you feel? That's what 4% feels like, right? 4% is within your grasp. Know you're doing pieces like this. Take a look at what you're doing. You'd be surprised at how much qualifies already. And all you need to do is register and get those pieces submitted for approval.
So 2025 Tactile, Sensory, Interactive. Similar process. You're going to submit that promotion incentive again. You're going to open up that pick list. You're going to choose TSI Engagement 2025. The core difference here between the other promotions, we need that physical sample. And I'll show you how to get that physical sample to us too. So once again, let's review the pick list. The TSI is a little more complex because there's a little more options, and we like to identify what you're sending to us so we have a good gauge on what we're reviewing. So if we open up this pick list, you have three choices: special ink, sensory treatment, and interactive element. This is one of your three topics for TSI. So to just toggle through each of these treatments used. So you choose your technique, in this instance, special ink, and then your treatment used. So we have these four, and then we have this other. If you choose other, because this is not an exhaustive list, if you are one of those innovative companies that feel like something we listen to the guidebook isn't here, but it really encompasses that TSI nature, that tactile feel, choose other. A new interface, a new box will pop up, and you just text out what other is, and then we review it. So it's as simple as that. But to go back to interactive, right? Interactive, again, we're not listing everything. Choose that other. And then we have sensory. So sensory, probably one of the more common ones. And then we're just going to use the example here as scent. And yes, we do smell every mail piece that comes through. So you're going to do describe treatment used and placement of treatment. Our example here is a postcard containing a picture of cookies, and a cookie scent is applied. We want to smell that. I want to call out two fields here. So we have a physical mail piece tracking number, and we have the physical mail piece submission date. These are optional fields. If you want to tell us what your tracking number is for the agent to track your piece coming to them, or if you want to tell us the estimated date that you're sending it, it's always helpful for expectations. Our agents receive hundreds of samples a day, especially when the promotion begins. As always, check that box. We're going to go to next. So yes, we require a physical sample, but we also want that PDF. That sample mail piece sits in our promotions portal for years. We like to review it. We like to see it. But it's also helpful when we get that physical mail piece to match back that image. We're going to review what we submitted one more time. Yes, postcard contains a picture of cookies and a cookie scent is applied. So once you hit submit, this is the key difference of this promotion versus the others. You're going to get a mailing instructions page, and it's just a pretty standard page. Again, there's 40 agents who are picking up these tickets all over the country. You're going to want to click the print submission letter button. A new page pops up with the details of your service request. We recommend snip it, cut it, throw it in your envelope when you mail it. That is how the agent identifies easily what has come in with that mail piece. They can go back to your service request and they can review it. All right, so back to service request number. And then your first email that you receive should be that creation email. The second email you should receive is going to be a custom email from that agent. It's going to identify what address you're sending your mail piece to. All right, so once the agent receives that mail piece, they review it, they smell it, they taste it, they look at it, they feel it, they give you that approval. We do have some rejections. So if it's rejected, it'll call out where it's approved and it'll say rejected. Our agents are required to give you the actual reason of why it's rejected. So there'll be an extra additional line and it'll say no eligible treatment, not tactile enough, doesn't smell good enough. But yeah, you'll have clear instructions of what the rejection is and how to resolve it.